Good Thursday morning, everybody. Meteorologist Greg Majewski back with you here in the North Georgia Majestic Studios with the Weather Report, the North Georgia edition, exclusively for you Facebook subscribers and YouTube members here on your May 21st, 2026. And since I'm planning to take a 4-day weekend, as I need to reset my battery, it's also a free sampler Friday on Thursday for you guys today. So everybody gets the report to get you ready and prepared for the long Memorial Day weekend. And for you guys who are not officially a subscriber or member to consider perhaps joining our family here for exclusive content here on this channel. All right, let's go ahead and start off by taking a live look out there at Helen, Brazelton, Blairsville, and Dahlonega. Yeah, Blairsville, you've had some rains this morning. It was interesting on social media. Some folks were saying, I didn't get a drop of rain. I didn't miss out on the rain yesterday. And they were so heartbroken. But I'm here to tell you, folks, the rain chances are very elevated over the next week. And if you didn't get wet yesterday, you're likely going to get your chance in the days ahead. And I really think we're in store for some welcome relief here. This could potentially be teetering on drought-busting rain totals here, and I'm going to show you here why in just a second. But let's go ahead and start off by taking a live look at some of our cameras here this morning. We're up to Lake Lanier. Pretty cloudy, pretty quiet up that way here for this morning. Light winds to begin our day. Folks up in Blairsville, they're getting their day started as they're heading on out to work. Everything's looking pretty quiet up there as well this morning. Not looking too bad. I had a little bit of rain earlier. Brasstown, Baltimore, I'm surprised I can still see above the mountain there, but 56 degrees there. You see some of the little low clouds down the valleys. Wet start up that way. Let's go over to Helen this morning. I know they had some rains this morning as well, and things are looking kind of foggy out there, a little spooky on that shot, don't you think? Looks pretty cool. Now, Athens, you guys over to the eastern areas may not get in a lot of rain for today because you're a little bit further away from where the moisture flow is coming in. So areas off toward the east and southeast may be limited for today. But don't worry, you're going to get on it as well here. Give it time. And looking up toward, going up toward Sky Valley here. That camera went down, didn't it? Yeah, it did. All right, so we won't come back to that right now. So anyway, let's go look at our satellite picture right now. As we've got some pretty hefty thunderstorms back over here toward Texas right now. Again, we're going to continue a nice moisture flow here coming in out of the Gulf. It's very tropical, very juicy air mass. When you get this kind of light, buoyant air mass, it doesn't take a whole lot of daytime heating to kind of rumble up the atmosphere and get the rain and thunderstorms. And this is going to stay in place over the next 7 days. We're talking some very elevated high rain chances here over the next week as a result of the pattern that's going to be kind of locked in here for a little while. So as we take a look at our current surface map, you see the rains back over toward Alabama, Mississippi. You see that stationary front coming in there. We got weakness across the area. It's even showing up there right in here, the little trough line right through there. So again, we're going to stay on the wet side for today, and especially areas that have not seen a lot of rain. When you first get those initial rains, boy, those roads can get pretty slick out there because of oil buildup on the road. So folks, just take it easy, slow down a little bit, and if you haven't gotten your yard work done, you may not get much of opportunity here over the next week. I'm going to be honest with you. Now, it's not going to be raining continuously. There'll be periods in between where it's kind of, slowed down a little bit, especially probably in the morning hours. But those afternoon hours and evening hours are definitely going to stay pretty wet and pretty active here. Let's go look at our local radar here, kind of take another perspective. Again, you see some of those rains up there across northeast Georgia, coming up there toward Hiawassee getting a little wet, Mountain City getting a little wet, Clayton getting a little wet. You see some of that rain out there. We'll take a look at this one camera up here in Rabun County. That's usually a pretty nice camera. Yeah, there you go. You can see some of the rains there falling up there into the mountains for this morning. And again, we're going to get a whole lot more. There's some rain even down near the Cleveland area here for this morning. So again, a little wet. Reinhold, Dalton getting wet, Lafayette getting wet. So anyway, for those who ain't gotten rain, just be patient with us. It's going to get some more out there. Now, on top of that, we are going to have a general thunderstorm threat. Now, this is going to be daily, folks, okay? Now, we'll say this. You got day 1, there's day 2, there's day 3. You didn't see a change either day. So you know you got to change the rain, the showers, and thunderstorms each day. Despite that, there's still a good probability that some of these storms will be on the strong side. When we say strong side, we're talking 40-mile-per-hour winds, some heavy rains like we saw in Atlanta. They had that 3 inches of rain in like a little over an hour. And, of course, the interstate flooded because the drainage were blocked up. So had that be a problem. And, you're going to see maybe some small hail, lightning, those kind of things. So, a special weather statement, or maybe even still an isolated severe, is still in the cards here, I'd say, straight through the next 7 days. But for the most part, we're talking about a general thunderstorm threat here all across our area. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our go ahead and get our forecast models. We're going to first start off by taking a look at the short range model here, as we're looking at the RRFS. It's our rapid refresh forecast model here. It's kind of a representation of what the radar should look like here. So watch that little timestamp there as we kind of go through here, and you're just going to see a lot of just daily showers and thunderstorms that are just going to erupt on a regular basis. So and again, eventually everybody's going to kind of get in on this action here. So we're going to see just day after day of showers and storms. They're just going to erupt right on through the weekend. This will continue right into Saturday, and we're going to, again, the big thing is and you can even see it. I mean, we're just going to continue to have that nice southern moisture flow coming in out of the Gulf, so the air mass is going to be continue to be juicy, and you kind of see the flow of moisture just kind of staying in here. So as a result of that, we'll have some decent rain amounts. Now, this model only goes out about 84 hours, goes out to 2 o'clock on Sunday, and here's 3 inches, there's 2.5 inches. A lot of red on this map. I still like to see a little more here in Georgia, but this is a nice, healthy start here. And wait till I show you the European. It's even more robust with some of the rain when we go out 7 days. So, again, this only takes you about 3.5 days on this run. All right, now, today's highs, and this is going to be the set for just about every day here, folks. It'll be upper 70s, low 80s for most of North Georgia, lows in the 60s daily, straight through next week. The forecast is going to be stuck on rinse and repeat. There won't be no major fluctuations here, so that's what you're going to see. Now, it'll be warmer down here toward the obviously towns toward South Georgia, the Carolinas, as they're a little bit further from the moisture flow. We'll see overnight lows tomorrow morning, mostly here in the 60s once again for overnight lows, mid to upper 60s, and then daytime highs going into your afternoon here for tomorrow. Again, a lot of 70s, low 80s, a little rain chance a little bit lower down here, so they get a chance to warm up a little more, and then they get some more storms later in the afternoon. Now, let's go look at the jet stream. One thing I want to point out here is the fact that we're definitely seeing a more active subtropical in here. This is our main jet up here to the north. And what that's going to mean for us is I think this is going to keep us very much on the wet side. So we're going to continue to see the moisture continue to flow, and you can kind of see the flow even at the upper levels here. See where it's coming out of the south right through here? That's going to keep us on the wet side. So that is going to be a trend right through next week, and doesn't look like it changes much. And the other thing I'm noticing here as well, when I show you the main sea surface pressure, watch the southeast here. Whenever you see the blues, that's weakness, okay? That means the air is more likely to be rising to give you rain and showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon. And watch what happens here as we go in toward next week. I got a little bit of yellow in there, not much. It's not like we got a big blocking high there, but look at the blue that expands here going into next week. And this stays right through all through the end of next week. That tells me that that chance of rain is going to probably stay up straight through all of next week and then continue right into June. So looks like the wet pattern is going to stick around. Like I said, I think we're definitely trending toward a potential for a drought busting situation sitting up here as we go into June very quickly. All right, so let's look at the rainfall totals. Again, this is very important. I'll show you this. We're going to take you out to first of all, the rain. Let's do the rain check first. Sorry. Let's do that first before I show the rain totals here. All right, so let's go ahead and talk you this. As again, you're going to see just, again, a lot of green just lighting up on the map here every afternoon. I mean, that's how it's going to be every day. It's going into next going into Memorial Day, and then going into toward Tuesday afternoon, and going into Wednesday, and going into Thursday. You see the theme. Going into Friday, every day, all next week, scattered showers, thunderstorms every day. Now, it doesn't mean everybody will get the same amount every day. Obviously, it's definitely not equal opportunity offender when it comes to the rain. It depends on where the rain's set up, but it is definitely looking very promising. These are the 7-day totals, guys. Look at this, 3.5, 4, 3.5, probably some localized 5s in here. Look what happens when we go out to 10-day. We go out to 10-day, getting close to 6. Look at that. And then I take it all the way to the end of the run here. 7.5, 7 inches. We're talking some very nice, even down here, even though they're getting a little bit less. The whole state of Georgia is getting it. We're seeing a lot of heavy rains in here. 7 inches, boy, that's really going to put a big dent in that drought. Rain conditions every single day, and that is exactly what I need. You don't want a hit-and-run rain event when you're trying to get rid of drought. You need something that's going to continuously just kind of combat it, and it's really this is going to make a big difference. And we get this kind of water runoff here. Those lake levels are going to come up very nicely here over the next week. So the areas like at Lake Lanier that are down almost 6 feet, they're going to come up, I'd say probably by half, maybe half, 2 to 3 feet. I think they'll come up with this kind of rain if this holds true. So, again, looking very wet. Now, as far as the temperatures are concerned, they're going to continue to stay very much the same, what you're going to see all week. So, again, going in for like your Friday afternoon, depending on when the rain and stuff fires off, you're going to be in the 70s. High rain chance on Friday. We're looking at 100% there on Friday. And then, again, you're going to see a lot of 70s here on the European model here because the fact is just going to stay cloudy. It's going to stay damp. And you'll see 80s briefly, 70s around. So you get the gist. It's okay. The forecast is definitely going to be stuck and below normal temperatures for the most part here, just because the fact that the clouds and rain are going to be there. You'll hit some 80s some days, 70s. All depends on when the rain fires up each day. But this trend will be sticking with us here right through next week. Not going to see any big changes there here. See no big changes right to next Thursday. So I generally like to look at the temperatures over the next 7 days, and boy, it doesn't look all that different from day to day, that's for sure. Very quiet there. All right, so let's look at the climate outlook. You can, again, they're showing above normal here. I mean, if we're above normal, we're talking about a few degrees, just a little bit, because we're supposed to be in the low 80s this time of year. But the big story is going to be obviously the rain outlook. So, again, this goes from the 26th to the 30th, and then get us out from the 28th through the 3rd. I mean, this is a low probability anyway. I mean, it's a little bit above normal here with the temperatures, but as wet as cloudy as it's going to be, I don't know. We'll see. All right, so this takes us right to the 3rd of June, and then obviously this looks pretty wet here all across the southeast. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I bring that wetter up even further north than that, but that's going from the 26th to the 30th, and then it stays in place. Doesn't going anywhere, the 28th to the 3rd. So we got some great news coming in there. That's some great looking stuff. But we do have to watch out if we get too much at one time. It doesn't appear that we're going to be, but as we saw yesterday, you could get these are going to be high water content moisture flows in here. So what that means is the opportunity or the chances for flash flooding to occur will be there. And as we continue to get more rain, we could see flash flood watches eventually come up across North Georgia. Now, right now, we've been dry enough that we can take it. We're going to have an update on the drought update later this afternoon. Probably will show a slight worsening of conditions compared to last week. But then next Thursday, that's when I expect to see some significant changes if the forecast modeling holds true with the rain that we're expecting here over the next 7 days. So again, this is what the doctor ordered here. I was really fearful that the drought would linger into the summer and we would have water restrictions and things like that. But I think this is the early influence of El Nino. It's good to see that it's coming north. One thing about El Nino is that when you get a strong one in place, there could be a very sharp dividing line on who gets all the moisture and then where the dry weather is further north. So that was my only concern. But right now, looking like we might be in store for a wetter summer. Probably a cooler summer because the rain chances will be elevated. I've seen El Nino year where we went most of the summer not even hitting 90 because the rain and thunderstorm threat was hitting so often. So we'll see how that works out as we get into the summer months, officially into June. All right, again, appreciate you guys checking us out here on the channel. Make sure you give us a subscribe or a follow. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe, make sure you're a follower. And again, I am taking a 4-day. I've been burning the candle on both ends. I got to work at Fox 5 here this afternoon. I got to do 2 days next week. Got a lot of stuff in motion, and as we say in the military, just need to take a knee. And that means I just need to reset the battery here a little bit so I don't burn myself out, so I can continue to work for you guys. But don't worry, I'm still going to be posting on Facebook. I'll post a little bit, just won't be doing as much as I typically will be doing. All right, you guys have a great Memorial Day weekend. That pretty much speaks for itself. It's going to be wet. It's going to be rainy. Plan accordingly. And hopefully you guys have a safe weekend with your families. And remember Memorial Day, obviously, for those who've given their lives for our country. All right, that's it. Y'all be good. Stay safe. And we'll see you next week on Tuesday morning. You guys have a great and safe weekend. Bye-bye.